Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Barrel Shop. The ABV Barrel Shop is located in the St. Louis metro community of Arnold, Missouri, and is the world's first single barrel only liquor store. This business is owned and operated by Steve Akeley and Jim Fosnot. Head over to abvbarrelshop.com to sign up for their email and text distribution list. That way you'll know what they have in stock, what classes are coming up, and what barrel picks they have in the works. We are also sponsored by The Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers a fully customizable carrying case that allows you to take your favorite distilled spirits or cocktail ingredients with you. Whether you're looking for yourself, a customized gift, or logo items for your business or event, The Bar to Go can help. Check them out at thebar2go.com. Use the number 2 when you type out The Bar to Go. Did you know Neely Family Distillery now ships its popular distilled spirits directly to you? To order, simply call 859-394-3258. Tell them the ABV Network sent you. And now, on to the show.
Let's drink!
Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, the podcast about everything bourbon delivered to you every day of the week. Today in the show, we discuss a floating pop-up whiskey bar and tasting room for Fierce Whiskers, an Austin-based distillery. My name is Miss Beka Sue. Please join me in welcoming my co-host, Steve Akeley, along with our special guests, Tim Swyatt, Bo Cumberland, and Ryan Thompson.
Hey, gang, what's up?
Howdy,
What's up, guys?
Oh, so yeah, this is Fierce Whiskers, and they're in Austin, Texas, and they're on some party lake where they have opened for the summer a tasting room slash pop-up whiskey bar. So we'll talk about that after the break. Sounds like a fantastic idea, and what we think about that, and how come no one's ever thought of that before. Well, we'll get to that after the break. For right now, Bo, you said there's something you want to talk about. What is that, Bo?
Yeah, so last night, my son and I went to see one of my favorite bands in concert, the Bare Naked Ladies.
Uh-huh.
And they do this thing, and they're not the only ones that do this, but they do this thing where, you know, when they're in concert and they're at a specific city, they'll change the lyrics to their songs to include the city, and it gets everybody riled up.
Sure.
Well, so after we left the concert, I was asking my son, you know, what he thought about it and whatever. And I asked him, I said, what do you like when they do that? And he said, no, I hate it. Like, why would you write a song and have the lyrics and then change them, you know, from city to city? And so he was not a fan of that at all. And I thought that was very odd because I like that. I personally like it when they do that and get the crowd riled up. So I just want to know what you guys thought about when bands do that. They include the venue or the audience that they're you know, performing for.
Yeah, I like when they change words too. Like I've seen Aerosmith a bunch of times, and not necessarily city related, but when he says a month on the road I'll be eating from your hand. Every time I've seen Steven Tyler say it, he says a month on the road I'll be fucking in your hand. And you know, I've seen that, and I've seen Joe Walsh change things, like when he did Ordinary Average Guy, and he would say because he's in the Eagles and stuff like that, and he would say, and so is Glenn Frey, meaning that maybe other people in the Eagles aren't quite ordinary or average. I don't know. I like when they mix up the lyrics and do things. And yeah, if you can incorporate a city shout out, I think that's a good thing. So yeah,
I like it too, Akeley. I'm with you. I like changing it up. What I like even more though is when they fuck up the city that they're in.
Oh, there we go. It's very risque.
Have you ever seen that happen live? I mean, we've seen videos of this stuff.
Not live, I have not. But
okay,
I've seen that a time or two.
Easy fuck up. If you're in a different city every
night,
night,
I know, yeah,
and you're in Columbus and then you're in Cincinnati, or you're in Cleveland and then you're in Cincinnati, that's a pretty easy let's go Cleveland, and it's like you're in Ohio. Fuck you.
Yeah,
pretty easy fuck up. I will say that, Bo, the Bare Naked Ladies were my very first concert that I went to.
Oh,
so they got a place.
Is it the whole band? Because I know that one guy had some issues, mental issues. Is he right and back in the group or not?
No, he is definitely. They're separated for
Okay.
I guess so. And I've seen them twice. Once I saw them right after they had their split, like in 2010,
Right.
and they weren't quite as good back then. But last night they've like dialed it in and they've like changed their dynamic and they've got it pretty much
Filled it
nailed.
in. Yeah.
They're a great live show.
Yeah.
I
But
think
some of those songs, you needed those two guys singing.
Oh, yeah.
I guess one has to learn that other part then. I guess that's just
Yeah.
how you do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I saw them when I was like 14. They were like my first concert, and I think that Darius Rucker opened for them.
I guess so, yeah.
And I'm a fan of changing the words and the lyrics. I think that's fun. I think I'm with you with the fact that your son thinks it's weird and it sucks. Like that's weird.
Yeah, it's just weird that like.
Why is your son being weird?
Did you slap him? Did you slap him off
Yeah,
that ball?
backhanded.
Just right off the top of
He
his
saw the
head,
back of my hand after that comment, but
Yeah.
then he picked himself off the floor.
Right.
And you realize that he was wrong.
Yeah, right.
So is that like old time band for him? Is that like, wow, it's like when I was younger listening to the Rolling Stones, is that the equivalent for him?
I definitely think so because I mean
They were broken up by the time he was probably old enough to
Yeah,
listen to
for
music.
sure.
Yeah.
So I mean I listen to him in the car going places or whatever. So he knew a few of the songs, but he certainly wasn't. I mean, I've been following them since they got their start, like in 89, 90, whatever. And so
Uh-huh.
I mean I know
He was driven to school with those songs in the background.
Yeah, for
when
sure.
you drive to
So,
school, you know what I'm saying?
you know, looking over and going, man, this is like this song, and it's like I don't even know what you're talking about. It's like, bro, get out.
Uh-huh.
Why did I invite you to this concert?
Okay. Did they
Yeah,
change
you're such a
around
buzzkill.
the song Another Postcard? Were they saying like Another Postcard from Cincinnati then or something like that?
They didn't do that one, but yeah, they would.
That would have been an easy one to change. Yeah.
They would change different. They would change different songs, and then the lead singer Ed, he does something that the two times I've seen him live, he does this, and I think this is pretty cool. In the middle of the show, he does this like makes up this rap kind of, and I know he doesn't do it on the spot, but he does it certainly when he gets to the city because he includes certain things about the city. So he does this little rap about Cincinnati, and he includes stuff that you would have to be in Cincinnati to know about. And I saw him.
He's got to do some homework in there. Yeah.
Oh yeah, for
Cool.
sure.
That's cool.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
That is very
He
cool.
definitely makes it like personal. They do one of the best jobs of making it personal. Like we are here to perform for Cincinnati. And I mean, he threw a bunch of Skyline Chili jokes in there, and just
nice.
So
Yeah, I like Skyline Chili. Skyline Chili's it's a 5-star restaurant in my mind. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tim, I think you're the one who
Oyster
has a
crackers.
weigh in on this. What do you think?
Yeah, no, I'm with you. So like, I always loved that. That's kind of, I think it's kind of an older school band, like Rolling Stones, The Who. I throw Rush in there too as well, because Rush will always call out the city after about the third song or fourth song. After they usually rip 3 songs in, then they'll introduce themselves. That's most of the kind of standard that bands will do. It's like, hey, sugar. That's great. But there's another part to this one. So this is when we have to record this, but over the weekend here, I got to see the Beach Boys. Now there's only 2 Beach Boys that are left that are playing with the Beach Boys, because the Beach Boys split up the whole thing. You had Mike Love, and then there's a keyboardist. I can't remember his name, but he joined in '66. What was trippy was watching my 3 kids all singing Beach Boys songs the entire time. They knew every single tune that they were playing. That was really freaking cool. And so I saw him at a venue.
No Brian Wilson on there.
No Brian Wilson. No, he's on his own.
He's the true Beach Boys guy, I think.
Yes.
Mike Love is. I don't like that guy.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you there. I will say, with the backup bands, talking about kind of equivalent here between Bare Naked Ladies, trying to fill in as things happen, try to get that same sound back. Their backup band was tight. Now, we didn't get John Stamos this time, because Stamos will play drums with him every now and then and come on to. He was not on tour on this one with them, which was disappointing, because that's why my wife wanted to go see John Stamos. And then listen to fun. But there's a venue that we have that's in Northern Illinois. If it's not Chicago, if you can't get into Chicago, you can't get in Milwaukee, you kind of play this venue. So it's funny because they even say, "Hey, thanks for coming out to Waukegan," and it's like it's nice that they throw in the real local joints. They don't just say Chicago or Milwaukee or something like that. So some of the bands know to do that, and that the people go nuts with it. When they say Chicago, you hear people start booing a little bit, like, "Oh, we're not Chicago, we're Waukegan." It's like, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
Get over your bad self. You're a small town. Okay, you're the county seat of the county. That's about it. Got a good venue.
Got a good venue. All right. Well, guess what? On that note, it is time to drink. What is everyone drinking? We are going to start with Bo Cumberland this time. Bo, what do you got there, man?
All right, so I'm doing some old Jet Brothers, and this one is the double-barreled, finished in double-barrel charred French oak.
You've drank a lot of that, Bo.
Yeah, Bo.
This is one of my favorites, actually. No, squeak.
Nothing.
That's okay, though.
Nothing there. Nothing there.
You forgot to hit the table, Bo.
Yeah.
Just about to say.
That's your only move. So, yeah, hit the table. All right, Tim, you're next.
All right. I've got Papa's Birthday Barrel Sweet Thump Rye Whiskey.
Okay.
So we'll see here. Swite on the set.
No, nothing there.
Oh,
nothing.
Did you hear that? Oh,
No. Right now we have a tie at no audible
Zero.
noise from either of the first two.
I at 0.
0.
It's 0. If it was my choice, how much whiskey you'd have would be 0.
I wish that lady would come back to the distillery. I love that story.
Never see her again.
I hope she comes back. Yeah. All right, Ryan, you're next.
Gonna open up with a little bottle collaboration between the old Leopold brothers and Dickel.
Okay.
Three chamber.
I like that one.
Yeah.
Nothing. Becca, where are we at? Let's get an update after 3. The score is
So we had 3 cork pops and not a single fucking sound out of any of them.
That's got to be a record.
Really, just down to me and Steve. Steve, do you have a screw top?
No, I've got Cream of Kentucky here, 11.5.
Half drink too. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So it's halfway gone. So let's see here. Let's see. That's enough to take the
The
lead.
sound.
Yeah, there was actually a sound. There was a sound there.
Terrible.
Yeah.
performance issues tonight. What's going
Why
on?
would we even do this at this point?
Performance issues, a typical thing a guy would say.
All right.
I'm waiting for it.
Little hand.
I set them up for you, Becca. You knock them out.
Yeah, there you go.
Boom, there it is.
All right, Becca.
Yes, I'm last. Let's see if I have anything going on here. I also have
Full bottle.
some old Jet Brothers. This is a full bottle, but I have opened it once. It looks like I took the smallest sip out of it for whatever reason.
Yeah.
But this is the
Oh,
old
Jeff
Jet
from
Brothers.
Iowa. Jeff from Iowa.
Yeah, this is a pretty well-loved bottle. This is the old Jet Brothers from Neely Family Distillery. This is our Madeira wine finish.
Okay.
See if it has any sort of a sound to it.
Okay. Okay. That's enough to win it. That's enough to win
It
it.
is.
Thank you.
That was a pretty good. I don't want to downplay you, Becca. The rest of us were I was terrible, and the rest of you guys didn't even compete. So yeah. Cheers, gang.
Very flaccid.
Cheers.
All right. We're going to take a quick break, and then when we come back, we're going to talk about this floating pop-up whiskey bar. We'll do that in just a few. Let's talk about the people who make these shows happen. First up is the ABV Barrel Shop. It is the most unique shopping experience in the world of bourbon, as the ABV Barrel Shop only sells single barrels. Owners Steve Akeley and Jim Fosnot select. With over 100 distilleries on board to sell us barrels, we are home to the most unique and diverse barrel pick selections in the bourbon world. By signing up for our email, you will always know what we have in stock. In addition to the single barrels, we'll have a gift shop featuring ABV Barrel Shop as well as ABV Network merchandise. We are partnering with vendors like Art Eatables and Old Man Bay Signs to bring you unique items you can't find anywhere else. We will also have a 24-seat classroom where we are offering educational and fun classes like Breakfast and Bourbon, a series where we pair donuts and bourbon, customer barrel picks, and opportunities to learn from master distillers and other bourbon dignitaries. Best of all, we feature a tasting bar where you can try before you buy. All of this is located in the St. Louis metro community of Arnold, Missouri. If you are in the St. Louis area, please stop by to say hi. If you're traveling in from outside the area, please take advantage of our hotel rates with the Drury Inn and Pear Tree Inn, less than a mile from our shop. This can be done via the links in our Visit St. Louis section on our website. Head over to abvbarrelshop.com to plan your trip. The ABV Barrel Shop. It's where single barrels live. Hi, this is Steve Akeley, owner of the ABV Network. We're sponsored by the Stave and Thief Society. This is where you, a bourbon enthusiast, can expand your knowledge and emerge a bourbon steward. In 2017, I completed my Executive Bourbon Steward certification. It's the most comprehensive bourbon certification program available and connects you with an expansive network of bourbon enthusiasts and professionals. Check out the full listing of in-person and online certifications and join the society today by enrolling at staveandthief.com. Okay, let's talk about the Neely Family Distillery. In 2018, I met Royce Neely at an industry event. He started appearing on our shows, and we became friends during my frequent trips to Kentucky. Today, he is amongst the leaders of young distillers leaving their mark on the bourbon industry. A visit to Neely Family Distillery yields insight on their unique family history, why their products are special, and gives you the opportunity to taste their whiskey, moonshine, and creams. Check them out at NeelyFamilyDistillery.com or visit them in Sparta, Kentucky.
Hello, this is Jeff from Iowa, and you're listening to the Bourbon Daily with Colonel Steve.
Welcome back to the Bourbon Daily. Today we're talking about a floating whiskey bar.
Yes, we are. So it's a distillery that's doing this. It's called Fierce Whiskers, and it's a kind of a combination of two things. Just a traditional whiskey bar where you can get a cocktail and things like that. And then also incorporated into it is a tasting bar of their product line, and they showed, I forgot terrible job by me. I didn't put the link to the story in there, but it's a really cool looking thing. I mean, it looks very professional. I assume you pull your boat right up to it. That's kind of a thing these days on party lakes and stuff like that. They'll have, like, for lack of better, food boats or stuff like that, or you can either swim up or you can pull your boat up. And so now they've got this bar that'll be out floating that you can go up to and sit in it. It's actually decorated really nice. I mean, it looks very cool. What do you guys think about that? If you were, this was a lake that you were at, that would be a worthy stop, wouldn't it?
Akeley, is that anchored in the same location for the whole summertime, or is it?
Oh, so let me give you some more color here, since Akeley did not do the proper show notes here and give you the link.
Yeah.
So for 3 weekends in June, a secret private pop-up bar will operate in the middle of Lady Bird Lake. 3 weekends.
That's right. Lady Bird Lake.
Yep.
Yeah.
Fierce Whiskers Distiller will bring folks out to Stubborn Bar, a floating pop-up bar at an as-yet undisclosed location. The pop-ups are at a celebration of a release of its 2-year straight rye whiskey, which the company says took great pains to create in the Texas heat. And then kind of just some going here. I just love the typo here. The bar will serve its new rye whiskey near or on the rocks in an old-fashioned.
I love drinking my whiskey near.
I love drinking it near. It's an old-fashioned referred to a new-fashioned here, and in a drink called the Austin, which includes rye, lemon, honey, peach tea, orgeat, and egg white.
Egg white. That's the way you make a good drink. So, do you see a picture of it in there, what it looks like?
This one here did not have a picture in it, in this AI-written concoction of a story. It looks like it just grabbed stuff from everywhere. They have a picture. The Stubborn Bar will appear in the middle of Lady Lake during the month of June. The image that they have is a skyline of Austin. So it's like, great work there, guys.
Yeah.
But
so is it the distillery that's doing it, or is it the Stubborn Bar that's doing it and just serving the drink?
We don't know. I mean, I barely did any work here. I mean, you're acting like I'm a real
clearly
taking my time
already. Like we're fucking journalists, Ryan.
Oh my God, Ryan. I got the hard.
You do your own homework, Ryan.
Yeah, I'm lucky I got this together and just sent out what I did.
Stuff yourself.
Read the show notes right there. What it says the show is roundtable discussion. So much fake bourbon.
We really just want to know if a floating bar is. Like, my God, stop attacking Steve, Ryan.
Not attacking, just
do you want to go on a
inquiring.
floating party barge or not?
Just
It's not your first time on here, Ryan. You should know this
party
shit by
barge
now.
or no?
Yeah.
Yes,
I'm in for that.
Yes.
I'm in.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. We all want to go to a floating
100%.
party
We all
barge.
wanna go.
End of the show.
Right. It's fine. Yes. Ryan's got so many
Where can we
questions.
find you? Let's go.
I'm saying if it was, I don't think the distillery can get away with it with liquor, with distillery licenses and whatnot. So I assume they've gone, and then I don't know the bar rules.
Here
and-
comes
and
the government.
licensing in
Yeah.
Austin.
Uh-oh, the
Yeah.
feds are here. Watch out, guys.
Right. So Ryan, you could do another. No, you've already got one done. But if you didn't have Vail, so you can do two.
So in Colorado, we're allowed 2 tasting rooms, one at the
Well, you've got
distillery,
2.
and then one off-site, and that's
Well,
it.
Could
Does
potentially
water count? Like, is that
Yeah.
international waters at that point?
could you do this say that and I know you can't because you have both licenses accounted for. But if you didn't have that, could you make a tasting a floating one? Just do it during the summer.
I would love to. I can't imagine the state would approve something like that, but I would love to. I mean, hell, I did an adult ice cream truck during COVID for crying out loud.
Right.
So this is right up.
So that means
those
you're just going to do this and deal with the consequences.
ask for
Sometimes
forgiveness.
you ask for
right?
forgiveness later.
Right.
Yeah.
Just
do things.
Just do it. Just do it. No one told me. No one ever told me I couldn't do a floating pop-up bar.
Right.
Aside from
No one
the
made an
Academy,
omelet without
Ryan,
breaking
I
some
agree.
eggs.
I was trying to figure out the logistics of that with the distillery too. So I
Yeah.
am with you on that.
It looks on the
Kudos.
site
I
that they
love
own
the
the bar.
creativity. I
You know,
want to go check it out firsthand and then report back to everybody. So we'll see.
Okay. All right. Yeah. You maybe go to Texas this summer and then
Yeah.
see
Somewhere
what's in-
off Ladybird Lake.
Ladyburg Lake. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely like the create. And who doesn't like a little cocktail on the lake every now and again? So
Exactly.
that's going for 'em.
That's sounds good. That's also good.
Can you imagine the waiver you got to sign about can you swim? You know, God forbid this boat goes down. Are you able to swim? What it looks like there and everything like that. Once the lawyers get involved in this thing,
Oh yeah, they keep everything fun, don't they? Gotta
Or
make
maybe
lawyers.
it's like you wade out to the thing and you're like waist deep in water. And you're kind of hanging out on a sandbar kind of thing.
It could be. It could be. Yeah.
but it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's a good thing. So
So, Steve, are you gonna for the ABV Barrel Shop? Does this give you an idea to put a couple kiddie pools out in the parking lot, and then we
Yeah.
can sit in the kiddie pool, and
Right.
you can bring us pours for the barrels that you got going on.
Maybe that's a new thing we could do. Yeah. Yeah. Why not? We're doing all the other stuff, skeet shooting off the roof and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. Why not? Why not just do that too? So heck yeah. That'll be good. That'll be good.
Love it.
Well, on that note, we'll wrap this one up. I think with some hard-hitting journalism today, we really presented you a lot of information. We threw a lot at you folks, so hopefully it wasn't too much and it didn't feel like we did anything. When it's just information overload, it can be too much. It feels like, wow, so much I didn't even feel like they did anything here, but we did. It was a good show. Tim, we'll start with you. Where can people find you?
You can find me on Instagram at SwyGuy2112.
All right, Bo.
I am on all the socials under My Journey Through the American Spirit and also under Bourbon Sasquatch.
All right, Ryan.
Across all socials at 10th MTN Whiskey. And our website is 10thwhiskey.com. That's 10th whiskey with an E.
All right, Miss Beka Sue.
You can find me on Twitter and on Instagram at Miss Beka Sue, 1K, no C's.
For me, I'm an easy guy to find. I'm at Steve Akeley on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. I've got a website, steveakeley.com. We've also got a company website. That thing's abvnetwork.com. That's the one you got to check out. Everything that we do is out there. Previous shows, blogs, so much more. abvnetwork.com. Come by and see us, the ABV Barrel Shop. Right now, we don't have a floating location, but it's coming soon. I'm sure we'll get to that very soon. But for right now, we are in the St. Louis suburb of Arnold, Missouri. Check us out online at abvbarrelshop.com. Miss Beka Sue, anything else?
Saw's not in a dinghy.
Oh yeah, that'd be nice. Banana hammock, just out there serving drinks. Let's go
Just
over.
put it on the little lake behind your house, Steve.
Yeah,
That's right.
Oh, there you go. That may be our
Lake
new location.
Akeley. Come see Jim.
Yeah, Lake
We call
Akeley.
it Lakely.
Lakely.
That's right.
Lakely. Come by and see us. Miss Beka Sue, anything else to say before we get out of here?
I just like to remind the audience to please give us a 5-star review that includes comments. It helps new people find the show, which is very important to us. If you like what we're doing, we ask you please visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/the ABV Network.
Great job today, gang. For audience, we'll have a brand new show for you tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Until then, take care, everybody. See ya.
Bye.
See ya.
Peace. Before we finish the show, let's talk about some great companies that support the ABV network. First up is Moonshine Still Pro. Moonshine Still Pro has a full line of products to help the home distiller. Whether you want to experiment on the stove in your kitchen or you're looking for a bigger setup in your backyard, owner Russell Creed and his team can help. They have multiple still offerings, accessories, and even grain from their partners at Goldstone Mill to assist you in making whiskey on par with your favorite distillery. They can also help you with some fabricated parts you probably can't make yourself if you are attempting a DIY still project. Learn more or order your still or parts at moonshinestillpro.com. Last but not least is the ABV Barrel Shop. While we don't get to play in the allocated bourbon game because we aren't selling the other products you have to do to get those, we do have access via our friendships in the bourbon industry to some really cool stuff. Have you ever seen your favorite craft distiller selling some really cool limited offerings only in their gift shop? I'm talking things like the hazmat offering Distillery 291 did for their 10th anniversary, or Neely Family Distillery's Papaw's birthday barrel. They don't have enough of it to send it out to distributors, so they only sell it via their gift shop. Well, companies like Distillery 291 and Neely Family Distillery have agreed to sell us 2 or 3 cases of these offerings moving forward, meaning our store will have the access to some of the rarest whiskeys in the world. Way more difficult to come by than the allocated bourbon offerings with the national release. Yes, they will be extremely tough to come by, but if you're a customer of our store, you'll have a chance to get them. Get signed up for our email or text list over at abvbarrelshop.com so you don't miss out.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.